They call me Squirrel.
What's going on, Squirrel Squad? Couple things before we get started. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching all my videos. I just recently passed the 1,000 subscriber mark, and that's huge for me. I feel totally humbled by all of you who have subscribed to my channel. So I want to say thank you for that. Also, I wanted to let you know I'm hearing your suggestions for who you want me to check out. Unfortunately, Lee Evans and some of the Peter Kay stuff. I did Jim Jeffries. I did gun control. It's all blocked in every country. I don't know how some YouTubers ever got it up in the first place. Maybe it got blocked after they posted. I don't know. But yeah, blocked in every country. So a couple of them I loaded up on Dailymotion. I'll try to remember to put the link below. Even on Dailymotion, some of them are blocked. So I've gotten emails from them saying that I put up stuff that's blocked for copyright and it's been removed. So they're really strict about a lot of that. I mean, I'm just trying to react to their material. I figured it gives them a little more exposure. They don't see it that way, apparently. Too fucking bad. Anyhow, today we're going to react to something a little bit different. This is top 10 places to visit in the UK. I think you're going to be surprised at my ignorance when we watch this. Maybe you won't be. So judging by some of the comments I've gotten, some people understand how ignorant I am, and that's fine. I'm trying to learn, folks. I'm trying. So, Squirrel's going for the top 10 places to visit in the UK. Here we go.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan Shirley, and I spent the last few years
Yeah, by the way, thank you to Ryan Shirley for this video. So, I appreciate it.
exploring the United Kingdom, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my UK top 10. The United Kingdom is made up of the countries of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. If you want to go back in time and feel like you're in a fairy tale or a Harry Potter film, the UK is the place for you. It's easy to see why so many myths and legends were born here. It's one of the world's most enchanting places. Alright, so for our first location, we're going to go visit possibly the most iconic city in the world, London. I've traveled more to London than any other international destination. I have to say it's my favorite city in the world, and I just keep coming back. Everything from the double-decker buses to the energy of Piccadilly Circus makes the city feel so alive.
When I saw that far shot with all the cranes and all the development, I was a little taken aback by that. This picture right here with the double-decker buses is how I've always imagined London. Like, I imagine that this is about as tall as the buildings are, that it's stayed old in tradition. So obviously I know differently now from the picture earlier, if that was London, which I assume it was, that London actually is quite the city. There's a guy on YouTube called Funny Backpacker, UK lad, and young, small YouTuber. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. And he actually hiked across London. It took forever. I didn't realize how huge this city is. So, but yeah, ignorance number one.
There's just so many places.
Also, I didn't know what was in the fucking UK until just recently. I knew before this video, and I apologize. Please, tread lightly on me, guys. I didn't know Wales was a country. I thought it was part of England. It's part of the UK, but I think I always got the two confused, and I think many people do. Maybe not, but ignorance number two.
Places to see. You can check out the iconic Big Ben and walk across the ridge to see the Palace of Westminster. There's the Tower Bridge, which is possibly the most famous bridge in all of London. You can go see the Stoic Guards at Buckingham Palace or take a ride on the London Eye. If you haven't already been to London, I'd highly recommend visiting when you can. It's hard to beat the London atmosphere. There's no city like it in the world. Alright, so after exploring London, we're going to make the 2-hour drive over to Stonehenge. Located in Wiltshire, England, lies one of the most famous man-made rock structures in the world. There's a lot of mystery surrounding Stonehenge, like what was its purpose and how was it made. Archaeologists believe it was constructed back between 3000 to 2000 BC. Stonehenge consists of a ring of rocks, each being around 13 feet high and weighing nearly 25 tons each. It's unclear what the exact purpose of Stonehenge was. It's believed that it was used as an astronomical observatory or a religious site. Either way, it sure makes you stop and think how people thousands of years ago were able to construct this. Alright.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I've always been just as stumped by Stonehenge as I have been by Stonehenge or Henge. Either way. I think it's Hedge, sorry. By the pyramids. I mean, the pyramids, it's ridiculous. Triangles, whatever, you fucking know. It's just nuts. But beautiful. This is crazy. I mean, I always think back whenever I see this. I always think back to National Lampoon's European Vacation. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies. I would imagine people from Europe might like it or might think it's the dumbest fucking thing ever made. I really don't know. But in the movie, he backs into one of the rocks and knocks the whole thing over. So, anyway.
Alright, so after Stonehenge, we're going to head on over to the Jurassic Coast. While you won't find any dinosaurs here, you might find some fossils on the beach. The Jurassic Coast is England's only natural World Heritage Site, and it's become popular with its white cliffs and picturesque beaches that are full of fossils formed over 65 million years ago. One of the most famous spots on the Jurassic Coast is Door. It's this limestone arch that goes straight into the ocean. There's a great beach there, and I just can't think of a better place to spend during the hot English summers. One of my favorite spots on the Jurassic Coast is Old Harry's Rocks.
It's gorgeous. That whole fucking picture is gorgeous. The white rock face, this thing just sitting up out of the ocean like this. It's absolutely beautiful. But just look at it. It looks like someone. It almost looks fake. It's beautiful. Wow, is that beautiful?
Special thanks to my friend David Rule for providing this footage. He has an awesome Instagram and YouTube that I'll provide in the description below. I remember the first time I saw his picture of this place and I was just baffled by the scenery there. The Old Harry Rocks are these sea stacks that are made completely out of chalk that mark the end of the Jurassic Coast. In World War II, the stacks were used as target practice for pilots, so that's kind of crazy. I just love the combination of the green meadows with the white cliffs and the blue ocean. I mean, it's just hard to beat that scenery. Alright, so after the Jurassic Coast, we're going to head up north to visit the country of Wales. Now, Wales is located in the southwest part of Great Britain. It's famous for its mountainous national parks, picturesque coastline, and distinct Welsh language. One of the most scenic places in Wales is the Snowdonia National Park. It's a region in northwest Wales that is known for its mountains and lakes. The highest peak in Wales, Mount Snowdon, is located in the park with an elevation of 10,085 meters. You can hike on up there, or you can take the Snowdon Mountain Railway to the top. If you're lucky, you might be able to see Ireland across the sea. Alright, so after Wales, we're going to head to the Isle of Man. Now, located in the Irish Sea, right between England and Ireland, lies a rugged island known for its rural landscapes and medieval castles. While it's technically not part of the United Kingdom, it has status of crown dependency, and the UK is responsible for its defense and external relations. The Isle of Man has had an interesting history.
Look at that water. Holy shit. Look at that. Yeah, you don't see that often. I know this place is like that, but you don't see that. I mean, you can't look in the fucking water and see that around here. Wow, this is fucking great.
Humans have lived on it since 6500 BC, and in the 19th century it was ruled by Norway. But in 1266 the island became part of Scotland, and now it is a self-governing isle. An interesting place on the Isle of Man is Peel Castle. It was constructed by Vikings in the 11th century and just sits right on the ocean. It's a pretty cool castle if you ask me. Alright, so after the Isle of Man, we're going to head across the sea to visit Northern Ireland. Now, Ireland is full of just beautiful scenery, dramatic.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now, there's Sky Rizzy. Things are getting clearer. Yeah, I feel free to bare my skin.
Coastal cliffs and countless castles. Back in 1921, Ireland was split into Northern and Southern Ireland as a result of the Government of Ireland Act of 1920. While Southern Ireland became a free Irish state, Northern...
There's a person up there. Is that a person? Look at that. Look how far down that is. Just standing there. I'm afraid of heights. I'd feel like I was being sucked over at all times. That's what fear of heights does for you. It feels like there's a force pulling you. Like that. That's really cool.
Northern Ireland remained within the United Kingdom. The capital of Northern Ireland is the city of Belfast, which is the birthplace of the Titanic ship. One of the most iconic places in Northern Ireland is the Dark Hedges. It's this road lined with beech trees. Planted in the 18th century, it was used as a filming location for the Game of Thrones. On the northern coast, you can check out the Carrick Already rope bridge or see the basalt columns at the Giant's Causeway. I mean, there's just so much history and beauty in Ireland, and it just makes me want to go there and explore. Alright, so for our next location, we're going to head to Scotland to visit the Isle of Skye. This is probably my all-time favorite place in the UK. You literally feel like you're in a fairy tale when you visit there. I was lucky enough to go to the Isle of Skye last summer, and it's about a 5-hour drive from Edinburgh. One of the most impressive places in the Isle of Skye is the Old Manor Store. It's one of my all-time favorite rock formations. I felt like I was on the set of Game of Thrones when I was there. Now to get to the Old Manor store, it's about a 4-kilometer hike. We walk through some conservation gates and you'll reach the famous rock pinnacles. I went for sunrise and sunset and both occasions were breathtaking. When I was there was just like crows flying around the rock and there were some sheep running around. I mean, it was just a magical place.
He's there all by himself.
The legend of the
Look
Old
at
Manor
that.
store is supposedly a giant lived there a long time ago, and when he was buried, his thumb was left sticking out of the ground. When you go there, it's easy to see why it's one of the world's most iconic rock formations. It's one of my all-time favorite places, and I recommend everyone to see it at least once in their life. Just a few minutes away from the Old Manor store, there is a breathtaking waterfall called Meout Falls that cascades down to the ocean. There's a nice viewpoint where you can look at the waterfall. The surrounding sea cliffs in the area are also stunning. One of the most famous is Kelt Rock, which are right by Meout Falls. I mean, it's just such a...
Bravo. I mean, wow. This is fucking beautiful. Look at the layers in this thing, right? So look at the different colors. You got the gray, then the tan, then like the more red color. Like that's like this thing coming, I don't know if it's a glacial rock, like what's like pushed up, I don't know. But whatever it is, the erosion that shows it or it pushing up over time, you can see the layers of the history of Earth almost in this thing. Absolutely amazing. This is beautiful. This is the kind of thing, the kind of video I think that you watch when you're like, man, life's a fucking shit sandwich right now. But then you watch this and you're like, wow. Bravo to this guy for putting this together. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The places he's showing, I had no idea they even existed. This is awesome. I have seen a lot of beautiful, beautiful countryside in Scotland. So another channel I'll link below is a channel called Desmond's Donders. And this guy Dave and his wife, Lindsay, and they drive around in Desmond, which is their motorhome. And they visit some beautiful old castles and things like that. You guys should check him out. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Tell him Squirrel sent you. Anyway, let's go back to this.
It's a cool area. There aren't many waterfalls that fall straight into the ocean. If you're looking to find some ferries, you may want to check out the ferry pools. There are these picturesque blue pools that lie at the base of the black colons. When I was there were so many midges, I didn't dare get close to water, so make sure you bring some bug spray. If you want to do a beautiful hike, I'd also recommend visiting the Corang. It's one of the most beautiful areas in the Isle of Skye. You feel like you're walking on a giant golf course. I found this crazy vantage point to get a good 360 view of the whole area. Alright, so after the Isle of Skye, we're going to head over to the nearby Eileen Donahan Castle. If you're driving to the Isle of Skye,
your mission: stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on.
You will drive right by this. It's one of my favorite castles in the UK, situated on a small tidal island at the point where the three great sea locks meet. The castle was built in the 13th century. I'm so mad at myself I didn't visit the castle when I was there. I wasn't able to check it out. That's one of my biggest regrets of when I visited the UK, so don't make the same mistake I made. Alright, so after Castle, we're going to head over to one of Scotland's most iconic locations, the Glen Finan Viaduct. It's located at the top of Loch Shiel in the West Highlands of Scotland. It was completed around 1898. This may look familiar because it was featured in the Harry Potter films. When I was there, I wanted to get close to the bridge, so I walked underneath it. I was just shook by how big it actually was. After I hiked to the top to get a good vantage point so I could see the famous train go across the viaduct. Just really reminds you of those Harry Potter movies. Alright, so
how
after
old is that
Finan,
fucking bridge?
We're gonna head over to Edinburgh. Now, if you want to go back in time, Edinburgh is a must. It's where J.K. Rowling wrote her Harry Potter novels. When I started traveling, this was one of the first cities I visited. It's a medieval old town with intricate neoclassical buildings, cobblestone streets, and beautiful gardens. The iconic Edinburgh Castle overlooks the city and is home to Scotland's crown jewels. When I was there, I didn't go into the castle because I was being too cheap, but one of my favorite places was Calton Hill. It offers a beautiful view of the whole entire city. While we're still in Edinburgh, we're going to head over to Arthur's Seat. Now, Arthur's Seat is located in Holy Rod Park, and it's a short walk from Edinburgh Centre. Arthur's Seat is an extinct volcano with an elevation of 823 feet. When I was there, I wanted to get as high as I could so I could see all of Edinburgh. I made a hike up and I reached the top. It was just so windy when I was there, nearly blew me over. After I hiked to the top, I had a good time just hiking around. Holyrood Park and enjoying the views of one of UK's most iconic cities.
That's
All right,
beautiful.
well, that is it for my United Kingdom top 10. The UK is just such a unique region
That
in
place.
the world, and I hope all can witness its beauty and history. What was your favorite place in the video? Let
I
me
want
know
to find
in
out
the
how old
comments
that
below.
fucking
If
bridge
you guys
is.
want to support the channel, consider
Man.
becoming a patron.
Ryan Shirley. Check out Ryan
guys
Shirley's
and stuff.
channel if you want to become a patron of his, by all means. But check out his channel. What a great piece you put together, Ryan. Thank you so much for that. Wow, guys. I mean, it's serious over there. It's beautiful. We've got some beautiful places here in the United States. Don't get me wrong. But, like, that's just so... There's so much history. And so... Oh, it's absolutely fucking gorgeous. Bravo. I mean, you guys have got some beautiful land. The Isle of Man place looks... Again, it's more ignorance. I didn't even know there was a place called the Isle of Man. But that looked cool as shit. Anyhow, thanks so much for sticking with me. That was really, really fucking cool. Tell me in the comments below, where else would you recommend as one of the top 10 places to visit over in the UK? You know, what else do you think? Well, what do you think belonged on that list, you know? Anyway, something a little different for you. I figured I would give this a whirl and check some places out over there and really, you know, very interested in the United Kingdom, that whole area. So I'm trying to learn. I've learned all about the money system now, and I'm trying to learn all about what the United Kingdom is. I know there's been some changes lately, and I'm getting there, folks. I'm getting there. So some of you guys help me out. Some of you guys get a little testy with me, and that's fine too. I get it, you know. I'm just an ignorant American. What do you want? Anyways, much love to all you guys, and thank you again for all your support. Until next time, Squirrel out.
Fuck yeah, MCKYA. Fuck yeah, MCKYA. I really hate your fucking guts.